Hi guys, Mama Beach here, and I'm here filming a requested video today. And I have already tried a couple takes of this video, and it is a tough one because my friend Sue, she was really confused about this silhouette. So she asked me, how am I supposed to tell what leather this silhouette is made of if I'm just looking at a picture on a listing and maybe the seller doesn't know? Is there a way I can tell? And I said, of course there's a way I can tell. I'll film a video about it. But sitting here trying to come up with different rules for how you can tell things, there's always an exception to the rule. And so I understand now why Sue requested this video. It's not easy to just make hard and fast rules about how to tell what these bags are when you see the silhouette, because Dooney makes this silhouette in so many different leathers. So I'm gonna do my best to help you guys, give you some tips, at least to narrow it down a little bit. Different things that I look for when I look at this silhouette in a picture and maybe the seller doesn't know what they have, how I figure out what it is. Okay, this is a Florentine satchel. It's made of Florentine leather, and Florentine leather is glorious stuff. You can rub scratches out. It is a little bit delicate, so it does scratch easily. If it's a surface scratch, it'll come out easily. It's not treated for water repellency, so you really want to keep it out of the rain. It can get stains very easily. So it's a little bit more of a delicate leather that you have to baby a little bit. But it is so beautiful. It can be smooth or it can be pebbled. And I pulled out this bag because it is kind of pebbled. And then when you get to the bottom, you can see it's really pebbled. So just because you see pebbled doesn't mean it's not Florentine. There's pebbled Florentine out there. And you can have a bag that's totally pebbled evenly, or a bag like this that's inconsistently pebbled, and it can still be Florentine. So I have a lot of people who say, I've seen say like, oh, it's smooth, so it's pebbled, so it's not Florentine. It's like, no. Florentine's not always smooth. That's just how leather is. It's different, depending on the cow, honestly. So just something to think about. And how I always, when I look at this silhouette and I see this leather patch with the duck, I say in my head, ding ding ding, Florentine, because that's what this means to me. You will not see a metal patch like this on a Florentine satchel. It just won't. Now they have this new line, the Toscana, the Florentine, and it does have a metal patch, but I do not believe they have this silhouette. So that is going to be one rule that I'm going to say. If you see this, it's probably Florentine. The other thing that helps me distinguish between the leathers is I just kind of know what colors are out there. There's a lot of Florentine colors out there. But if I see a color like this, like aqua, Kelly green, I'm going to know immediately that's Florentine, because they don't have that many other colors in the other leathers. They have a lot of Samba colors, and we'll go over that, but they're just not the same. So if you just familiarize yourself with what color options are available out there, it will help a little bit. The other thing I look for is the green suede. Green suede usually means Florentine. You're not going to find green suede on any of the newer style satchels. You're not going to find it on a calf satchel. You're not going to find it on a Samba satchel. You're not going to find it on a leather satchel. I believe they did put green suede in the Dylan satchels, but those are easy to tell from the rest because they have that contrasting trim that's brown. They aren't all one color like the rest of these. So that helps identify those into their own, if you see the contrast trim, it's probably going to be Dylan, except, see, here's another exception. The white Florentine satchel has the contrast trim. And it looks pebbled, but it is Florentine. They did make a white that didn't have contrast trim, but it's so rare. So most of the time you're going to see the one with the contrast trim. Anyways, See how confusing this is? I'm not going to bother starting over though, because this is just going to be a confusing video because this subject is confusing. All right, let's move on. We're going to look at a calf satchel. This is calf leather. Calf leather has a really nice sheen to it, but it's not as shiny as like a patent leather. It's really nice stuff. I'm really impressed with this calf leather. I want to get more of it. It's soft. It's very lightly pebbled. It has the sheen. It's very consistently pebbled, and it has the metal plate. So in most of these newer leather satchels, you will see this metal plate, and this is where it gets even more confusing because they use it on so many different leathers. It doesn't really help narrow down what it is. Now, how do I know this is calf? Well, I know this is a calf color that's available in this silhouette. So once again, going back to colors, I just know because I'm a crazy lady who knows tons about Dooney and Bourke that they only have this in mushroom and black right now. But they're making so many different wonderful calf leather colors in other silhouettes. It wouldn't surprise me if this calf satchel popped up in a bunch of different colors within the next 6 months. And that would be super exciting because they have some great calf leather colors. How I know it's not Florentine, the patch. Also, the zipper is not red. Florentine usually has, I think maybe always has, the red zipper. Now when you get into these newer ones, these newer leather satchels are doing, they're not going to have that. Which honestly, I so miss. I miss the red zipper. Peter Dooney, do you hear me? Bring the red zipper back. Because I think, especially on something like this, that has all of this red contrast on it. With the red inside, the red tassels, just having that little bit of red on the zipper would look so stunning. But the plus side to not having red zippers, it helps identify these other newer satchels from the older Florentine satchels. So now it gets extra, it's just going to get worse, guys. It gets even more confusing because then we got to add in Samba satchels, right? Here's a Samba. Looks pretty similar, doesn't it? It doesn't have the red zipper, has the brown zipper. It has the nameplate. And it's also pebbled, but it's a different kind of pebbled. It's more pronounced pebbling. It doesn't have quite the same shine factor. It has a little bit more of a dull, casual finish to it. And you're not going to get any contrast on the tassels on these. The tassels are the same color throughout. So that's another easy way to tell that it's a Samba. The other way you can tell it's a Samba is on the inside. They did not put any contrasting material inside. Okay, so that's another way you can tell it's a Samba. Now, as far as durability, these are very similar. Both are treated for water repellency. Both are pebbled, so they're a little bit tougher as far as taking wear and tear. They're not really going to scratch as easily, or maybe at all, honestly. And you can kind of wipe them down. I mean, they're pretty carefree as far as how the leather holds up. And the other thing I just know about Sambas is I just know the colors. I just have familiarized myself with all the colors that they had because I've had so many of them in my collection. So I know if I see a certain color, like the new periwinkle sky version of sky, it's not going to be calf leather, it's not going to be Florentine. I know it's a Samba just because I know the colors. So if you're really wanting to be able to tell between, just do some research, look at what's available out there, and that's all I can tell you. I mean, it's confusing. I get it. The one that I don't have in my collection that Sue asked me about, there is this newer still than even these that I showed you, called the small leather small satchel. You can go look it up on Dooney's website. It is the same silhouette. It's only available in, the only colors I've seen are red, this bright electric blue, brown, bone, and black. And it is super shiny. I mean, shinier than this. And it is smooth. No pebbling. Smooth, shiny. Not as shiny as patent leather, but pretty darn shiny. And it's really a pretty bag. I have a few friends that have them, and since they have that shiny factor, they can read a little bit more dressy. I do believe those are also treated for water repellency, so it's another option that may hold up a little better than Florentine. And it has the same metal patch on the front. So go take a look at that one as well, because I know Sue asked me about it, but sorry, Sue, I don't have one of those. But I tried to give you a couple of tips about those. And they also made this silhouette in different materials. Suede, nylon, I believe they have Croco ones out there. I mean, just so many different things. So it's a really popular silhouette. You see it all over on resale sites. And I agree, it's really confusing, because even trying to shoot this video was a challenge, and I thought it was going to be easy. But if you have any more questions, any tips about how you tell these leathers apart when you see this specific small satchel silhouette, please put them down in the comments section, because I think we are all a little bit confused, and any tips that we can share with one another would be helpful. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate your love and support, and I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't yet, and follow me on Instagram, because I'm very active on Instagram. I love taking pictures of my bags. And I will put my Instagram username in the description box. Alright guys, I will see you next time, and happy 4th of July. Bye.